Hey, Shalom, Mashallah. The start of souls, but give no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Shai, Hashem, Kodash. The belongs to the apostles of GMS and honesty, brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and sincerity. This video was shared, and yeah, it's a difficult watch, right? It's on this individual's channel, Sean Atwood. You can see the title there. That word by Social Services, Darren Jeffrey, graphic content warning, and it is graphic. Yeah, it's one of those ones you watch and you're just there like, look, man, this is why we need to get the hell out of it. All right, and this is why we seek the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, things like this ain't gonna be happening in the kingdom, man. Right? Things like this are not gonna be happening in the kingdom whatsoever. Right? And this dirt, all of the nastiness that's been happening in Esau's kingdom is gonna be brought out, man. It's already being brought out. This is an example of it, right? But it's gonna become common knowledge, man, right? Because people can listen to he's making up our conspiracy theory or whatever, what have you, right? But yeah, man. Hey, if you watch this video, man, hey, it's sick. What happens in this kingdom, man? Right. Psalms 85:11 says, "Truth shall spring out of the earth, right, and righteousness shall look down from heaven." Right. So in our king is all gonna be about truth, man. There ain't gonna be things hidden, right? We ain't gonna have, what do you call it? Because when you watch this guy's video, man, he's talking about how they were taking us to the woods, doing this, that, and the other, right? Look, if we have a woman in the kingdom, it's going to be known, yes, it's my woman, right? If we have another woman, yes, it's also my woman. If you have children, yes, my children, right? But in Esau's kingdom, everything is done under wraps, man. So everything is done because why? Because it's wickedness, man, right? It says Isaiah 47. I'm gonna start from the top. Point on what is in verse 3. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Right, it's referring to America because America has never been touched. Right, it says, "Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take millstones and grind meal, and cover thy locks, make bare the leg, and cover thy thigh, pass over the rivers." Right, and I was going into basically, Esau being exposed, and it gets more expounded here at that point, right? It says in verse 3, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen." Right? And this man's nakedness is being uncovered, man, and everyone is seeing it, right? Some people see and they dismiss it. They hear about it, it's conspiracy theory, this, that, and the other, right? But this man's wickedness, all the different things that he's been doing, right? It's coming out into the public domain, right? And then the second half of the scripture says, "I will take vengeance, I will not meet thee as a man." And that's referring to when Yahweh Shah comes back, right? Yahweh Shah isn't coming back as a man, because when he came back as a man, when he was here as a man last time, they killed him, right? And when Yahweh Shah comes back this time, he's coming back as a force, right? So let me see what precepts that we have here. See what Jeremiah 49:10 says. Yeah, oh yeah, perfect, right? So Jeremiah 49:10 says, "But I've made Esau bare, I've uncovered his secret places." Right? Bear is made Esau bare, meaning exposing him, right? It says, "I've uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." Right? So Esau's being exposed, man. Right? Everyone is slowly but surely coming to see what it is that this man gets up to, where he gets his power from, where all of these wicked sex acts, right? These evil sex acts, these sex acts to do with sex magic and everything, right? We read further into Isaiah 47, speaks about Esau and his sorcery, right? And in fact, while we're here, let me grab this, right? It says Habakkuk 2:4. Right, says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him." Right, so this first half of the scripture is referring to Esau and how he just ain't right, man. Right, you listen to what that man was going into, right? It's like, yo, what are you doing? So what? Oh man, Right, but the scripture goes on to say, "But the just shall live by his faith." Now that part's talking about the Israelites, more so the elect, right? About how in these days we're going to be living by faith, man, right? And I'm gonna grab this as well. I had to skip my mind earlier on. Right, so Psalm 64 and 8, right? It says, "So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." Right, and this is going into further in the point of Esau being exposed, because the Lord is having put the spirit on certain of these devils to basically tell on themselves, man. Right, tell on what this man is doing, right? Because even if that man is lying, which I don't believe he's lying. I believe he's telling the truth, right? But even if he is lying, we know that these things are happening because this is the nature of this man, right? He is not upright, as we just read in the scriptures there, right? This is 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched, right? So this man's way of doing things, that's gonna be put away. That you ain't gonna be having all of that kind of evil happening in the kingdom, man, right? And deceit shall be quenched. Deceit is lies, right? Esau lives off of lies. Here it is. He'll tell you he's the champion of women and children, but what does he do? He's out there raping the children, man, in these social services. So why so many damn children go missing, man, right? It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome." And Esau's world is corrupt as hell, man, right? You here in England, you had the NHSX track and trace app, right? And then they spent 12 million in 3 months for it not to work. Right now, I'm in software, and I can tell you, an app does not take 12 million pounds to make. It just does not take it. And the thing is, they found that it didn't even work, right? So you know what that was? That was corruption, man, right? But and that's on the, like, the surface level of corruption. But basically, for the Israelites, man, we ain't gonna be sinning in the kingdom. We gonna be good. We ain't gonna be able to die, right? We're gonna be immortals in the kingdom, right? And that goes for all the nation of Israel, right? You got the ones that are gonna make it into the kingdom, and you got the ones that are gonna be born into the kingdom, right? There's, i.e., the ones that die on this side, but ultimately all Israel shall be saved, right? It says, "And the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared." Why? Because no one likes the truth in this kingdom, man. Right? You saw the scripture says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" All right. But in our world, the truth is that's he ain't gonna be able to do anything else, right? Scripture says, he's the liar, he's the father of it. Let me grab that in. I forgot where it is. It's John 8:44. Right, it says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do." Now it says Yahushua referring to Israelites, right? But rather he's speaking to Israelites, but who is he comparing them to? Right, he's comparing them to Esau, right? And the proof is here, right? It says he was a murderer from the beginning, right? Which is Cain, which if you can receive it, Cain is, came back as Esau, right? It says, "And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." Right now, Esau is a liar, man. Right? So that's why just inherently that's what he does. Inherently he lies. Right? This is Psalms 58 and 3. This is, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Right? So basically the fact that they lie, that's in them. Right, so rather, it's no wonder that this world is full of lies. You read that in Sirach, the 10th chapter, "As the ruler of the city is, or as so are all they that dwell therein." So the ruler of the city is a wicked, nasty ass liar, right? So what do you expect of the inhabitants, right? But in our kingdom, it will not be so, right? It says Habakkuk 2:14 says, "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea." Not really what I wanted, but I'll go into it. Right, it says, "For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh." Well, basically, the earth shall be filled with truth. Right, the earth shall be filled with truth as the waters cover the sea. Right, you got when you take water, right, and you put it on the surface, that water will fill every crack, every nook, every wherever it can get to, which is everywhere, man. Right, you imagine the sea, you've got underwater caves, you've got this, that, and the other. If the water can get there, the water will be there. Right, and that's basically what this truth is gonna be like in the kingdom. Right. This is Luke 8:17. "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." So all this wickedness that Esau's doing, right, is being exposed, will be exposed, right? And I'm going to end on this. 2 Peter 3:13 says, "Nevertheless we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness." Right? So we've got that Mark 2:10 spirit, man. We're looking forward to, moving out of this kingdom. And people go, "Oh, why do you want this place to be destroyed?" Hey, watch this video, man. Watch this video, and that's one account of many. Watch that video, and ask us again why we want this place to be destroyed, man. Right? We want this place to be destroyed because that ain't gonna be happening in our kingdom, man. Children just being molested en masse, right? Hunger Games in them out, right? Sodomizing them, gang raping them. So what are you doing, Esau, man? Right? But in our kingdom's gonna be righteousness, man. Right? So as always, Lord's what I was edifying. To the next time, Shalom.